so much something. So I have just uploaded the data recently a minute ago, but I think you wouldn't like lose anything because I had just the last version I had updated, rather kept given you as a zip. And entire day 16 help was also shared. So tell me, the only thing is the instructions are not given. So please download today's data. There's nothing else, nothing new in that. You have both the copies. And tell me whether you have started revision by opening that index.jsp.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Rohit.
Ma'am, error येतोय.
एक दोनच मिनिटं मी सगळ्यांच्या आधी कॉमन बोलून घेते then I'll come to individual this.
Okay.
Wait for a while.
Okay.
Yes, guys, tell me. I'm waiting for your response. You let the no. This one moment. Let me say this. The downloading part can happen parallelly, but I had shared all the day 16 help. So, guys, I'm asking you collectively. Do you want me to revise anything, or are you better off doing your own revision? You tell me. Whatever is your majority saying, I will follow that. You'll do it on your own. Okay, fine. So this one, Akshay is saying most of you are doing it on your own. So the last part, when we integrated the Spring Hibernate, that part I will start the revision by 4:30. So around till 4:30, I'm taking your individual questions. You might be having so many problems and all. So let us use the next half an hour. And you don't have to like the user login part, the entire integration part, I will revise for you. Okay, Rohit, I am free. Share your screen and show me your problem.
दिसतंय मॅम?
हो, दिसतंय ना? हा, इथे व्यवस्थित दिसतंय. हॅलो दिसतंय, होम पेज कंट्रोलर दिसतंय, टेस्ट कंट्रोलर, युजर कंट्रोलर सगळं झालंय. हा, तर काय प्रॉब्लेम दाखवतोस का?
लॉग इन होत नव्हतं मॅम.
नाही, लॉग इन होत नाही या वाक्याला अर्थ नाही. आपल्याला एरर कळायला पाहिजे ना. थोडं डिबगिंग करायचं रोहित आता. हे बघ इथे आहे ना. नाही, कंकरंट मॉडिफिकेशन वेगळं आहे. सॉरी. हा, दाखव मला काय, मला ती प्रॉब्लेम दाखव बाबा रन करून, म्हणजे मला कळेल. तो टेबल वगैरे आहे ना, युजर्स टेबल वगैरे ते सगळं आहे ना.
येस.
बघूया ना, तुला कन्सोल मध्येच कळतात आपल्याला काय प्रॉब्लेम होतोय ते. लॉग इन होत नाही इज अ व्हेरी अनप्रोफेशनल किंवा लूज टर्म. असं नाही, स्पेसिफिकली सांगायचं लॅब फॅकल्टीला की प्रॉब्लेम इथे येतोय आणि दॅट शोज म्हणजे युअर अंडरस्टँडिंग. हे बघ, आता तू पण बघ, हायबरनेट सगळं होतंय लोड. एक मिनिट, तू ह्याला जा. नाही, इथे क्लिक करू नकोस काही. कन्सोलला जा, सर्व्हर कन्सोलला. मी तुला दाखवते की कसं डिबग करायचं. आता हे बघ, कंट्रोलर्स आर ऑल अप अँड रनिंग आणि तुझं हायबरनेट इंटिग्रेशन, तर मग हायबरनेटलाच प्रॉब्लेम आला असेल तर हायबरनेट इंटिग्रेशन इज ऑल्सो वर्किंग फाईन. खालतीपर्यंत मायस्क्युलेट वगैरे ते सगळं दिसतंय. हा, आता जा याला तुझ्या क्लायंट साइडला. आता दीज आर द चेक्स यू हॅव टू डू एव्हरी टाइम, एवढंच मी सांगते. हा, गो टू दिस. हा, कर आता. ओके, 1 2 3 होता पासवर्ड.
चेंज केलाय पासवर्ड मॅम.
1 2 3 तू चेंज केलायस का? बरं,
येस.
ठीक आहे. दाखव मला टेबल आधी तुझं. टेबल मध्ये पासवर्ड दाखव. हे युजर्स टेबल आहे. मला तुझा पोजो जरा दाखवतोस. 1111 टाकला होता सत्ता.
येस मॅम.
त्याचे रोल चुकलेले.
रोल चुकलेले आहेत.
सगळं स्मॉल मध्ये टाकलं
अरे
आणि
आपण ते केलं होतं ना.
तिकडे
थँक्स
कॅपिटल मध्ये
गाईज.
टाकलं.
अरे ते रोल सगळे अप्पर केस कर ना. रोहित हे दाखवलं होतं 2-3 दिवसापूर्वी, सांगितलं होतं. सगळे अप्पर केस कर, मग चालेल. आणि मला एकच मिनिटात मला तुला दाखवायचं काहीतरी. कन्सोल उघड, म्हणजे तिथे आपल्याला कळतं एरर. हे बघ, तो काय म्हणतोय. नाही तू प्लस ही केलंच नाहीस. Rohit, you are doing insufficient debugging. Open login form. नाही, login form नाही रे, user controller. Sorry. Open user controller. तिथे ते जिथे आपण एरर प्लस ई म्हणतो, एक्सेप्शन दाखवतो, तेच दाखवलं नाही असतो. त्यामुळे कळणारच नाही तुला डिबगिंग शिवाय. कर वरती युजर कंट्रोलर. वरती आहे ना युजर कंट्रोलर. हा, करेक्ट, बरोबर. तिथे त्या कॅच ब्लॉक मध्ये जा आणि तिथे तू हे केलंच नाहीस इन प्रोसेस लॉग इन फॉर्म प्लस ई खालती कर ना तिथे लाईन नाही तर कळणार कसं ना आपल्याला काय एरर येते ते. हा हा अरे लोअर केस सेव्ह कर ऑटोमॅटिकली रिलोड होईल आणि परत रन कर. आधी सेव्ह कर. थांब 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 आधी रन करू नकोस. थांब सेव्ह कर. केलंस ना. आता बघ आधी कन्सोल रिलोड झालं का ऍप्लिकेशन. नाही झालं तर आपल्याला करायला लागेल. थांब 1-2 मिनिटं होतं 1 मिनिटात तर रिलोड. हा हे बघ रिलोड झालं. 1 सेकंद वी आर चेकिंग. होल्ड ऑन. पूर्ण समजून घ्या कसं डिबगिंग करायचं नाही तर तुमची रिअली तुम्हाला खूप प्रॉब्लेम्स येतात प्रोजेक्ट फेज मध्ये. ओके हे सगळं झालं. ओके आता क्लायंट साइडला जा. I just want to show you the exception so that you yourself can do the debug. इथे आहे ना आलंय ना ते. एनिवे ठीक आहे. तो नवीन तुझा काय पासवर्ड आहे तो. म्हणजे looking at the console you should be able to figure it out in a minute what is going wrong is my intention. कारण दरवेळेला आम्ही नाही हेल्प करू शकत ना. ओपन कन्सोल सर्व्हर साइड कन्सोल उघड. बघू तिथे काय दाखवत आहे. वाच आता. कुठलं एक्सेप्शन आहे. इलिगल आर्ग्युमेंट एक्सेप्शन. आणि इलिगल आर्ग्युमेंट एक्सेप्शन मध्ये तो देतोय. जा पुढे पुढे जा. इलिगल आर्ग्युमेंट एक्सेप्शन. ओ दिस इज अनदर एक्सेप्शन. युजर इज नॉट मॅप. गाईज तो ऍडमिन आणि कस्टमरचा प्रॉब्लेम नाहीये. त्याचा वेगळाच प्रॉब्लेम आहे. त्याला युजरच मॅप होत नाहीये. म्हणजे काय प्रॉब्लेम येतोय की युजर एंटिटी ही मॅप नाही होते. तो अजून एक म्हणतो क्वेरी सिंटॅक्स एक्सेप्शन. युजर इज नॉट मॅप. आता मला दाखव तुझं हे काय रे हायबरनेट पर्सिस्टन्स डॉट एक्सएमएल. SRC मेन रिसोर्सेस मध्ये नाही. हायबरनेट पर्सिस्टन्स एक्सएमएल p: packages to scan the property दाखव. कॉम ऍप पोजोस केला ऍक्च्युली तू. आणि आता दाखव मला तुझा पोजो कॉम APP पोजोस मध्ये टाकलायस का. मला जरा युजर डॉट जावा उघडतोस. म्हणजे तोही प्रॉब्लेम आहेच डेटाबेसचा पण हाही आहे. हा तुझा जुना कुठला तरी पोजो उचललाय. जावा डॉट एसक्यूएल डॉट डेट वगैरे आपण वापरतच नाही. इथे काही एंटिटी वगैरे नाहीच आहे. रोहित तू चुकीचा पोजो कॉपी केलायस. अरे हा हायबरनेटचा पोजो पाहिजे ना. तुझ्या इथे नाहीच हा हायबरनेटचा. कॉपी कर परत आणि टेस्ट कर. त्यामुळे तो ऍडमिन आणि कस्टमरचा दुसरा इश्यू आहे. ते पण चेंज कर आणि पोजो म्हणून मी दिलाय तुम्हाला डे 16 स्प्रिंग MVC त्याच्यातला युजर कॉपी कर. समजला तुला प्रॉब्लेम.
हो
सो यू हॅव
समजलं.
2 प्रॉब्लेम्स. एक तर तुझा डेटाबेस मधला डेटा करेक्ट करून टाक आणि हा पोजो प्रॉपर टाक. JDBC मधला पोजो आहे हा. ठीक आहे. कंटिन्यू.
थँक्यू मॅम.
That is why, guys, you understand my statement. You have to look into the error, and then only that will give you a clue what is wrong or what is happening. Okay. So the whole thing is all the time. Please keep looking at the console, and that will tell you the real story. Anyway, continue. Anywhere you get stuck, anyone wants to share screen, please do that without hesitation, whatever may be the error. Yours is 4.0. And again, you don't have to change it. If you want to change it, it is the same way. I'll show you. You can see my screen, right? In most of the cases, it won't give you, but at the most, what will happen is the project may slow down a little bit. Right click on the project, properties. Here you will get project facets. Are you seeing? Under Maven, there is a project facets. Found it? And here you can see under Java, I'm so sorry, under dynamic web module, oh, mine is also showing. I told you it doesn't matter. Here, change it to 3.1. Okay. And say apply and close. So it doesn't really matter. See, 2.5 is very old. It doesn't support annotations and all. So I tell guys to change it. But 3.1, 4.0 are all later. Sometimes what I've observed is if you keep it as 4.0 in web.xml, loading of that web.xml take huge amount of time. Got me this one, Ragini? Okay, done. Very good. Continue. But this is not a necessary step at all. So even if you don't do it, I think it will not. I think I know it will work properly.
Hello, ma'am.
Ankit, just 2 minutes. I'm in the middle of writing steps. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be back with you.
Okay.
Yes, Ankit. Can you tell me what is your problem?
Actually, ma'am, I have dropped that user tutorial and topic data table from my
Mm-hmm.
database.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I just want to know on which day you have
Yeah,
provided that.
I'll give you that very first day of our J2E help. So open day one data under Java J2E. You must have stored. I can send you if you don't find it in a minute, no problem. Java E का J2E का you must have stored na day wise data. So day one data, day one help, and there will be a JDBC help, SQL, and this is that this thing SQL topics tutorials. Shall I send you this one, Ankit? So your job will be faster.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. It is there in day one data in short. You wanted tables, right? Users table, topics table, and tutorials table. Am I right?
Yes,
Ankit?
ma'am.
Huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, I'll be giving you something else which you don't need. Yeah, I'll send you that, which has all of it. And एक second. Have I changed the roles? Oh no. So here, this one, Ankit, you'll have to do something. Just
Uh,
change the role names also to uppercase.
yeah, ma'am. Okay.
That much you
Yes,
do.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure. You're getting slash test one. This one, Kunal, you must have added an extra slash. That's why. In the linked href, check whether you have given slash test one. Check karo. HTML में नहीं, JSP में, index.jsp में, check the href of the link, Kunal. If you can't find the problem, tell me to share screen. I mean, look at your screen. This is a problem in the JSP, is what I guess. Okay, you want to share screen? Okay. Yeah, show me. Kunal. One more thing, you just refresh because sometimes you know what happens, browser's cache holds it. So you can just close the browser, close the browser. Hello, listen, Kunal. I said close the browser. सगळे browser close करून टाक. म्हणजे तो reopen करेल, cache clear होईल. नाही तर clear cache करू शकतो पण. एक second, just show me which link is giving you a problem. Test/test11. Is that what you are testing? Kunal, unmute करून सांग मला. कुठली लिंकला प्रॉब्लेम येतोय?
हा सॉरी हा मॅम मला वाटलं म्यूट अनम्यूट झालं
नाही बोल. हा, कुठल्या लिंकला प्रॉब्लेम येतोय?
सगळं रन होते बरोबर पण स्लॅश टेस्ट पण येते स्लॅश डे 15 स्प्रिंग एमव्हीसी ऐवजी
मग रन होणारच नाही जर ते येत नसेल तर.
रन होते मॅम.
तू हे चेंज केलंस का?
हा ते फाईल
pom.xml चेंज केली का?
येस मॅम. हे बघा हे येते.
नाही pom.xml विचारते मी. pom.xml उघड. इथे मला दाखव. So if it is same like Kunal, Kanat, the solution is same like Kunal. So you also listen on. दाखव मला pom.xml. Open, double click on pom.xml कर, एक maximize कर.
मॅम हे बार आहे ना तो वरती
अरे
येतोय
ओके ओके, तुला मॅक्सिमाइजच करता येत नाही. बट ठीक आहे, मी बघते.
त्याच्यामुळे
D15 स्प्रिंग एमव्हीसी, हा ते कॉपी कर. D15 स्प्रिंग एमव्हीसी हे नाव आहे, ते कॉपी कर. कंट्रोल डबल क्लिक केलं तरी कंट्रोल सी. खाली आहे, स्लोली स्क्रोल डाऊन करा. तर कन्सोल खाली आहे, ड्रॅग कर कन्सोल, म्हणजे मला ऍटलीस्ट ते फुल पेज तरी दिसेल. हा
येस
ते आहे, वॉर नेम केलंय ऍक्च्युली तू. D15 स्प्रिंग एमव्हीसी केलंय, फायनल नेम पण आहे खाली. येतोस आणि
येस मॅम
आता खाली कुठे
इथे पण
नाहीच आहे.
केलंय
बरं ठीक आहे ठीक आहे, राईट क्लिक करून अपडेट मेविन प्रोजेक्ट करतोस.
येस मॅम
कोर्स अपडेट कर. सेव्ह केला ना रे, pom.xml सेव्ड आहे ना. हा ठीक आहे ठीक
येस
आहे,
मॅम
इट इज मेविन अपडेट फोर्स अपडेट. आधी काहीतरी केलं असेल त्यामुळे ते पूर्वीचे चेंजेस.
ऍक्च्युली काल
एकच
माझं
एकच मिनिट थांब थांब. ते बिल्ड ऑटोमॅटिकली आहे ना बघ, प्रोजेक्ट वर जा. प्रोजेक्ट, हा ठीक आहे ठीक आहे ठीक आहे, करेक्ट. तर मी सगळ्या गोष्टी चेक करते. राईट क्लिक करून रन ॲज कर. अरे सॉरी सॉरी, वन मोर थिंग, सॉरी, मला जसं जसं आठवतं तसं सांगते. राईट क्लिक कर, प्रॉपर्टीज म्हण. राईट क्लिक, प्रॉपर्टीज. आय जस्ट वॉन्ट टू सी. तिथे नाही रे, प्रोजेक्ट वरती करतोय. प्रोजेक्ट वरती राईट क्लिक. कुठे राईट क्लिक केलं? प्रॉपर्टीज आणि वेब कॉन्टेक्स्ट पाथ खालती आहे. थर्ड एंट्री फ्रॉम वेब प्रोजेक्ट सेटिंग्स. आपण जिथे कॉन्टेक्स्ट पाथ सेट करतो ना, तिथे खाली आहे. हा, ते वेब प्रोजेक्ट सेटिंग्स वर बघतोस. हा, D15 स्प्रिंग एमव्हीसी, परफेक्ट. अप्लाय अँड क्लोज कर. मी जस्ट फक्त प्रॉब्लेम एरिया चेक करते, बाकी काही नाही. आता करतोस राईट क्लिक रन ॲज.
येस मॅम
एकच मिनिट थांब, एकच मिनिट थांब. फिश, अरे घाई करू बाबा, कॅन्सल कर. मला बघू देत नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट करून. राईट क्लिक रन ॲज.
ओके ओके
डझंट मीन मच, कारण चालत असेल प्रोजेक्ट तर यू कॅन इग्नोर, पण देर शुड बी दिस एरर शुड बी रिझॉल्व. नेक्स्ट वन, तेवढाच एक प्रोजेक्ट आहे, ठीक आहे. फिनिश म्हण प्लीज. ओके, डबल क्लिक ऑन द कन्सोल.
येस मॅम
हो, तुला तर हा इथे करता येईल. डबल क्लिक ऑन द कन्सोल. मला दाखव ना कन्सोल. कन्सोल
Yes.
बघायचं होता. इथे तो म्हणतो कुठेतरी, नाही स्प्रिंगच म्हणतोय. ओके, इथे तो काय करतोय? नाही नाही, क्लायंट साईडला जा.
येस
तिथे परत टेस्ट वनच दाखवतोय ना.
हो
ओके, मी आय जस्ट टेक द कंट्रोल आणि आय करेक्ट इट.
येस मॅम
ज्यांना कोणाला हा प्रॉब्लेम असेल, एनीवन हॅव्हिंग द सेम प्रॉब्लेम, फॉलो द सेम इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स.
मॅम
फर्स्ट स्टॉप द सर्व्हर.
सेम हाच प्रोजेक्ट मित्राला मी इम्पोर्ट करून दिला ना, त्यात रन होते प्रॉपर, नाव वगैरे चेंज होऊन.
ठीक आहे ना, आपण करूया ना. दॅट इज दिस. Yes, Viraj, thank you so much. I will compile, I'll take that source and this. Please remind me at the end also, Viraj, because we are doing so many things in between and again I'll forget. So thanks for reminding. So what we were doing is I wanted to change this. Cleaning चा problem है. This is a typical issue with the cleanup. Doc basic है. This is fine. So D15 Spring MVC path/test1 लागेला है. That is the problem. So guys who are following me, be a little careful. So here, go to the end of your server.xml. This is a typical cleanup issue. Or okay, I'll give you in a simpler manner. Don't touch this, because if you garble server.xml, you're gone. You're gone means it's not gone and all, but like then it takes a little more time to this. So follow the instructions. It is all the cleanup instructions, nothing else. So stop the server. I hope you have stopped the server already. Now go to this server. Double click on server so you can see whatever I'm doing. Right click on the server. Okay. There is an option called as clean. Okay, first we will stop everything. Just a second. I will undeploy all the applications. Right click, add and remove. I'll explain the meaning. What we are doing is we are undeploying everything so that it will get redeployed under the correct name. You must have made some mistake somewhere. So that is why it is causing. So finish. And your friend, whoever was telling I gave it to the friend wouldn't have done this mistake. So his thing is working, obviously. Anyway, so first step is right click on the server, remove all. Next step, right click on the server. There is an option clean. This will compile, delete all the .class files and recompile. Third option, right click. There is a clean Tomcat work directory. Your JSPs get compiled into the underwork. So we have cleaned that. Next thing is, let's not require it. I don't think our project needs to be clean. Okay, one more thing is you can always also clean the project, but we'll just check if it is not required unnecessarily, will not do. So now I'm saying, okay, now there is a troubleshooting tip, guys. Here, open server.xml. This is the first script which your Tomcat server uses. And at least for Kunal, I can see that wrong entry is gone.
Yes,
Kanad, for example, who was saying that same problem and all that. So that entry is gone. So server is really clean. Control-Shift-W. And let's try running this. This was nothing wrong in the code. It was just a cleanup issue. I guess. Watch the console. Spring Servlet. All this is fine. Yes, it is also fine. Okay, so it has got updated to day 15. You got it? Zero
Yes,
issue in the code. It was all in the this thing, cleanup issue.
Yes.
So you can stop this one. I'll stop sharing the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
So I hope you all got the cleanup instructions. These are the standard instructions generally. I thought I had given it sometime. Maybe looks like I had not given. So all you have to do is right click. I'm repeating it for everyone. I'll give you in the today's write-up also. How do you clean the whole thing? You stop the server. While server is running, please don't do anything such thing. It might spoil it. Stop the server. Right click on the server. Add and remove. Undeploy everything. So you can say simply remove all. So you have undeployed the application. Then you clean the server where everything is rebuilt from scratch. Clean up the workspace, work folder, where your JSPs are kept in the compiled form. And in most of the cases, these are sufficient. Worst case, if it doesn't work, there is an ultimate thing, project and clean. I'm not saying build automatically. Please don't touch that. Clean the project also. So like I said, in case, these are just the cleanup hacks. So like nothing about it, which is concept. And then you try to run it. And of course, all eyes on the console as always. I'm checking whether the controllers and Hibernate is up and running. And after that, if you get errors, 99% of the time, it is the error in your code. Okay, so that way. Understood the cleanup instruction, guys? Whoever was listening? Okay, I'll make a note of it somewhere and share with you today itself. Continue with your revision. Guys, you're supposed to tell me when the majority is done with the revision. I'm still going to revise for everyone the Spring Hibernate integration starting from clicking on that user login link. So if you have finished the earlier revision, definitely let me know. I will take over I'll first start with the revision part, the Spring Hibernate. I'm not revising the model and view links, but other thing I will definitely get it. So can we continue? Okay, so I was just writing the steps for you. I'll complete it as and when we talk. Okay, so what is our idea? I'll tell you. So guys, last few days are remaining and really we want to give the good justice. Really, if I want to make you project ready, I need to spend more time with you. So in short, we are going to do some things in the lab session also. Hardly any new concepts, but I'll get things done. Not before the revision, don't worry. So this is what we are solving. And at least our first basic aim is login JSP authentication. And if it is a, what is it called? Customer login, show him the topics. I'll not even create a form, or we have that topics.page, or we may not. Anyway, we'll just show him the topics. And if it is an admin successful login, we will give the admin login message and hello and all that and choose topic. So at least one page each we are building. Is the requirement clear? But only thing is, we are not doing it in servlets. We are not doing it in JSP Java Bean. What will be the front end? Spring MVC, and the back end, the data or the persistence layer will be done with the Hibernate. Nothing but Spring Hibernate integration. Is everyone 100% clear? What is attempted? Okay, so what I was doing, guys, I was writing the steps because I have not given in writing all this. So initial steps I'm not revising. Everyone knows how to create a basic Spring MVC. From this step onwards, let us continue to Spring MVC, and Hibernate integration. Those were the steps I was just writing. Okay, so continue with the same project because all the dependency jars which are required for Spring and Hibernate, those dependency entries I have already added in pom.xml. Now, since it is Hibernate, it is all database specific. So tell me, I have not yet started with the revision. Okay, this is a revision of steps. So which are the two files you have copied? Database.properties and Hibernate persistence.xml. So you please open your project. Stop the server if you want. And let me go slow so that everyone understands here. So open close this SRC main Java, check. Has everyone copied under SRC main resources, database property file and Hibernate persistence XML? Copied? Okay. Now you have to understand the meaning. So have you edited? There are only 4 parameters for any database. Database driver class, database URL, DB URL, username and password. Is this edited as per your database settings? Keep responding yes, no, maybe. Okay, not maybe, yes, no. So this is what is the second step. Oh, sorry. This is the copy step and this is third step. Are you all clear? Guys, you have to be open and frank and free with me because these are the steps. Not really finally, I'll take you to Spring Boot, but before Spring Boot, you will be following these steps. Okay, now, unless and until you can read, your Spring can read these instructions, it is all useless. So open the master configuration file. Which is the master configuration file? DS, dispatcher servlet will use to start a Spring container, spring-servlet.xml. I don't want only 2 or 10 of you to participate. I want 100 or 200 out of you to participate. Let my chats get all spammed or whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, more participation I'm asking for your own good. Next one. So open the, okay, what is the location of that master configuration file by default? Under WebINF, you will find spring-servlet.xml. Check. Have you uncommented this line? Have you imported in the main configuration file Hibernate persistence? Great. Now, this thing, what is it called? When you say class path, which class path? It is nothing but a runtime class path. So understand me carefully. Whenever we are working with Maven project structure, in Spring Boot also, I'm going to show you the Maven project structure. So under whatever you keep under SRC main Java and SRC main resources is automatically added under the build path, automatically deployed under the build path. How do you confirm what I'm saying is correct or not? A small hack, small trick. Right click on the project, done. See properties. And here there's an entry called as deployment assembly. And this should tell you a lot. You can take a pick, not this, your own pick or your own understanding. So start answering. Here, SRC main Java, SRC main resources. What is it deployed to? Ultimately WebINF classes. And that is where your runtime class path is. Okay, so everything is done by Maven. Whatever you write under web app, I told you long back, what is it mapped to? What is it deployed to? Root of your web application. You got this? This web resources we are not using, but mainly, you remember you got tons of those Maven dependencies, Spring jars, Hibernate jars, DBCP, database connection pool jars, where it is mapped to under WebINF lib. Understanding what I'm showing you? So you are, see, because tomorrow, if in your companies, if you use IntelliJ IDEA, for example, which folder names will be changed? Left-hand side might change. Actually, it won't change because in IntelliJ also, if you use Maven, why should it change? But I'm just saying, but this part is J2E compliant, will never change. 100% of you with me? All statements clear so far? So that is what you should understand. When I say runtime class path, what is it? WebINF classes. So coming back to the point, where were we? Spring -servlet. So here, when I say class path colon, either you can put it under WebINF classes or under SRC main resources. But see the problem. From here, I cannot see WebINF classes. That is why we put, under SRC main resources. So let me keep it light and clear. You put anything under SRC main Java or resources, it is automatically mapped and deployed to runtime class path. And what is a runtime class path of a web application? WebINF classes. Got me completely? Where are all these? After deployment, after packaging, when you create a WAR file, which I'll show you sometime today, tomorrow, after packaging, where are these jars going to be copied? Under which folder you saw just now? Maven dependencies are copied into a particular folder. Which folder? WebINF lib. And that is where the additional jars should be. So it should all make sense. Okay, so that was the configuration part. And now I'll not waste your time. This is a hands-on time. So I've already explained in detail, tag by tag. Or rather, yeah, tag by tag. So can you tell me? I'll just take in a minute. I hope not more than a minute. Which is the bean we are configuring here? Is it a connection pool or is it a session factory? Connection pool is a correct answer. And the interface is, there is an interface called as data source and implemented by Apache. Keep it simple. Which is the next bean I'm configuring? Is it a, yeah, so it is actually a session factory provider. Local session factory bean is going to provide us with singleton immutable thread safe session factory. So that we have done. And do you want to write the transaction management boilerplate code or do you want it automatically done? Automatically done. So what are we configuring here? Spring supplied Hibernate transaction manager, which has reduced your DAO layer to like crazy, few lines. And to enable that add transactional annotation-based transaction support, this is the last tag. Got a quick idea about it? Not too much in detail because I've already spent time in this. Okay, so read the step and tell me whether you're understanding. So uncomment this import. I'm going to share this. I'm in the midway. I could not finish. So I'll share it a little later. Now, tell me. Okay, sorry. Which are the layers we are talking about? These are going to be your layers. Whether you are developing a monolithic, means no full stack, no front end, back end, all together. That is called as a monolithic web application. So today, tomorrow, monolithic web application. Day after, REST controller. I mean, front end and a back end. Okay, so coming back to the point, layers will be the same. So which is the topmost layer? Request handling controller. Controller is going to call whose method? Service layer method. Is service layer mandatory or optional? I said something in the thing, optional. When will you drop it? If your business logic is not extensive, and if you say it is just calling a DAO layer method, why you want to increase your code? So you can easily drop it. So you can directly inject a DAO layer in the controller. I'll take that example also. Okay, so currently let us build a full stack. Okay, full stack means not that, the full layers I mean. So service. Now tell me, okay, so controller will call service layer method. Service layer will call the DAO layer method. DAO layer will hit the database using JPQL or session APIs or whatever, and the data will be returned all the way. Are you clear about the layers? Because these are the layers to stay till final project or other in final project. Everyone got the idea? Only thing what will change is if you build a full stack, this controller will be replaced by REST controller. Rest all will be the same. Okay, so now let me start building in a bottoms up manner. So you have two options. Either, have I written somewhere? Yeah, here. Either you have your database design ready, your tables are ready, taking from that, build a Pojo, create a Pojo. Or if you don't want to create database tables, you know Hibernate creates it automatically. So write the Pojo and generate the tables. Understood this statement? So let me ask you, in Pojo layer, is there any change from whatever you learned in standalone Hibernate? 100% not. So whatever relationships you learned, entity to entity, one to one, one to many, etc., entity between value types, zero change. That was my purpose, to make you perfect. I won't say perfect because you need time to be perfect, practice and all that. But the point is, okay, some understanding. So zero changes. Now, is there going to be any change in the DAO? Okay, sorry. From Pojo now we are coming to DAO. So DAO layer interface, change or no change? Tell me, I've written already, no change. But DAO implementation class, change or no change? Complete change, major change. So which part are you going to remove? Yes, the boilerplate code. So that was the step I was writing. So you help me in writing. In DAO implementation class, which implements this, which will be the class level annotation to tell the Spring container, whatever follows is your data access object. Give me the name of the annotation, please. Yes, @repository repo. @repository, and do it in systematic manner. I'm telling you from experience, you don't make mistakes then. And what is going to be the dependency of the DAO layer? Tell me, which will be the dependency? Of course, you are right. So here, this will be your, say, okay, let me write it in a fully qualified manner. I had made a mistake there. I mean, imports issue. org.hibernate.session factory. And are we here in, what is it called? Conventional approach or IOC? Of course, IOC. So how do you want to supply it? You want to use the Hibernate utils to get the factory, or do you want to do the auto wiring? Of course, at auto wire. Are you understanding it? So this is your, this is the, what do you say, the summary. Now, okay, I can't still follow the flow because 2-3 lines I'll write and then I'll take the revision of the flow. So sorry. So this is your whatever implementation class, the class level annotation and the dependency. Now you know already, we don't have to write the constructor, we don't have to write the cleanup. So in CRUD methods, tell me which all things you will not require. I'll start with this. Start this. Do you have to get the factory from Hibernate utils, or is it already injected by container? Injected by container. So you can start with, I'm writing typically. Okay, I'll write a word here. Typically, here, get the session from session factory. How? Which is the method we are advised to use? Open session or get current session? Get current session. Okay. And after that, do you have to begin the transaction, or that Hibernate transaction manager will begin it for us? No transaction management. That is why the DAO layer has become so thin. So directly, either you can have session API. Which session API you have learned? You have learned save, you have learned persist, update, etc. I'm not right. Or you can have the create query. You remember all of that, I'm sure, and execute. Okay, so you get the session, then invoke session API and return the results to the caller. Who is the caller of your DAO layer, which is going to be the layer above this? Service layer. Service, or it can be directly controller. I'm saying the service layer. Okay, so this is about your DAO layer. And why don't you look at it parallelly, so that you'll understand what I'm trying to specify. So later we will do the whole from user login, but I'm just revising layer by layer. So as I said, 0 changes in the DAO interface, and here you can see a complete rehaul. So the class level annotation, dependency, and just for giving you the clarity, purposefully I have commented this, and you saw this. You just get the session, fire the query, create query setting parameters, get single result, and you don't require to begin the transaction, commit, rollback, try catch, everything gone. So tell me honestly, everyone clear till DAO layer? Understood it fully? Okay, next one. So now you come to the service layer. So the layer above that is service layer. So always start with the interface. So service layer interface, add business logic method declarations. You know, writing interface is easy. And the implementation class. So see, you are writing it in pairs. Service layer implementation class. So now start answering. Same questions I have, just a sec. So you will tell me which is the class level annotation and what is its dependency. Start answering. 2 annotations, guys. Add service to tell the container that this contains a business logic, and which is the annotation for automatically managing the transactions. Add transactional. So add service and add transactional. Understand the purpose of each one. I'm telling you, people grill you most on annotations because they do so much of work. You better be clear. So this is to tell the container this class is going to contain typically a business logic method or methods, and this is to tell container, more than important, is this is going to okay, let me say this properly. Whenever any layer calls this transactional annotated method, Hibernate transaction manager is going to start the transaction. And whenever the DAO layer method or whenever the service layer method is over, the transaction manager will simply check error or no error, exception or no exception. In case of exception, what will it do with the transaction? Rollback or commit? Exception. In case of exception, roll back the transaction. And in case there is no exception, it will commit the transaction. So it is not like that code has disappeared. Only thing is, who has to write this code? Who has to supply this code? Programmer or Spring? P or S? Spring. And which part of a Spring? Spring supplied Hibernate transaction manager. Are you understanding whatever I said? So these are the compulsory annotations and the dependency. Now you know service has to call DAO layer method. So it is nothing but a DAO layer. Sorry. Should you inject interface or implementation class? 100% interface. If you directly inject the class, then you are not giving any flexibility. to the container at all. So interfaces are, that is why I started interfaces, or we have been using interfaces so many days. So can so this is your business logic layer method, service layer method, and here is your implementation class. Oh, yeah, lag time. Yeah, I got an internet connection glitch. So I'll repeat. I said this is your service layer interface, and in the implementation class, the compulsory annotations are these two, and the dependency is DAO layer interface. Heard it? I mean, is it clear? Okay. Now, all you have to do is, who has to call whose method? There's hardly anything. Like service layer is simply calling the DAO layer method and returning the results to the controller. So, are we good so far? Are we understanding that XML file and the DAO and the whatever service? So now let's complete that documentation so I can share it with you. Yeah. Oh, this is the older one. And this, we keep changing the technologies over the time. Anyway, so here. So now tell me which is the topmost layer today. Later it will be REST API back endpoint. Today it is controller. So now we are into the controller layer, which is request handling controller. This is not a full stack. When we convert it into full stack application, the view layer, the JSP based view layer will be reduced to 0, and that will be replaced by what? JSP based view layer will be replaced by what? Your React front end. Are you understanding this? Okay, so good understanding, guys. So that is your controller layer today. Later it will be REST controller. Okay, so coming back as usual, what are the annotations? You just keep track of it and you'll be like more than good. Anyone wants to tell me what will be the class level annotation and what will be the this thing? Start. What is the class level annotation today? I'm not in REST controller. It is @ controller. Mandatory or this thing? Mandatory. But optional class level annotation. Optional but recommended class level annotation for the separation. Anyone wants to tell me which is the additional annotation nowadays we are adding? Request mapping. So here it is @ request mapping. Got it? So this is for the separation. When you say @request mapping /customer, all customer related stuff we will add there. Or it is basically actor based. Actor based means whatever, use case based, player based. So this is your request mapping /admin /customer /user, whatever your business logic is. Next one. What is the dependency of the this layer? Everyone knows it. Service layer interface. And how you want to inject it? Do you want to hardwire it or do you want to auto wire it? I mean, IOC 100%. So everywhere we are injecting the dependency. And then what does this class consist of? This controller layer class. So I'll say 11.1 controller class contains what it contains: request handling methods. Who is going to call these request handling methods? Answer who? Dispatcher servlet. Very good, guys. I'm so glad to see the correct answers. And that means you are also taking efforts. It has to be both of us taking efforts, not just I taking efforts, right? So here, request handling methods to be invoked by your dispatcher servlet. Very right. Now tell me, what is the mandatory? Is there any mandatory method level annotation? Answer is very much yes. Tell me, what is the method level annotation? Not necessarily get mapping, because you could be servicing a post request. Or you might say that this request handling method can cater to anything. Yes. So let us give the bunch of annotations. What are these bunch of annotations? Request mapping, or I'm saying or, you can't have multiple, or it can be if you're servicing only this getter, mapping. And later when I take you to REST API, of course, we will add what is it called? Put mapping and delete mapping also, which is exactly equivalent to, anyone wants to tell me what is this request mapping annotation equivalent to in servlet? Tell me and make me happier. Wrong. Wrong. No, not really, Prashant. Service. Very good, Avinash. It is nothing but the dispatcher. You remember your container out using that pulled out thread calls the public service, protected service. So that service. Very good. What is this equivalent to? Now it is easy. Do get. This is equivalent to do post, do put, do delete. Making sense completely? Are you understanding how everything is based out of servlets? Okay, so this is what is your step guide lab sequence. I'll share you. Maybe I can add a whatever later, but this much is like kind of okay. So let me share this in a minute. In case you want to refer to it. Just a second, where I copied it, I don't know. Lab sequence for Spring MVC Hibernate. So the first part I have just copied it from yesterday, and then I've just continued into Hibernate steps. You can keep it in front of you. Anything you don't understand or anything you want me to write further, additionally, tell me. So now in the next 5 minutes, let us stress the flow and continue further. I hope you already started getting a feel of it. So start. When I say start, two pictures have to be kept in front of you. Spring MVC flow, and the other thing is content management system case study. Both the things open. Great. So now let me ask you, who is serving the home page, which is the index page? Web container via web.xml or Spring container or a Spring container via dispatcher servlet? Spring container. Everyone gets it? So if you open web.xml, is there any welcome file list? Nothing. Okay. So now let's do it in a proper manner. And as I had promised, we will start tracing. Everything is about sending request and response. So we are tracing the user link and sending with this. So let's start the request. I'll send you this also later. Request response flow. So start. What is the first request your client will send you? HTTP, whatever host :port and day 16 or whatever. Spring MVC. This is the first request. Start answering. This, will it be intercepted by dispatcher servlet? Can it be intercepted by dispatcher servlet? Yes, because it is not ending in dot any extension. So dispatcher servlet will give it by default. You can also add a slash here, by the way, that will also work. So tell me. So dispatcher servlet will give it to whom? Keep that picture open and you start answering. Dispatcher servlet consults HM. You can say HM. It's not a hash map, it's a handler mapping. Internally a map. Yes, handler map. What will handler map return? Null or not null? Null. Handler map will return null. Guys, it worked fine. So how can you say null? Those who are confused, open homepage controller and tell me, don't you see this entry here? So which is the entry in that handler mapping bean? Key is nothing but slash and the value is homepage control, fully qualified name, show homepage method. So tell me again, when the slash goes in as a key, what will it return? Null or not null? Not null. So that is all the controllers are already singleton and bigger. Control comes back to this centralized dispatcher and it will call which classes, which method? You know the answer. Homepage controllers show homepage. What is it your home page controllers method returning to the caller. See this? It is returning, I guess what? Slash index. Okay, it is returning slash index. So what is that slash index? Logical view name, model attributes, or whatever, LVN. Now, who is the bean? Who is going to be our translator from LVN to AVN? Logical view name to the forward view name or actual view name? View resolver. So see the next interaction. Here it will send slash index. And what will it send back? The actual view name between prefix and a suffix. So what it will be? WebINF views index.jsp. So check whether we have that page. We have to have, otherwise we would have got 404s. So here, see this src, main, web app, WebINF, expand on views, and under views, you will see index.jsp. So now tell me, in the response of the first request, so this is a request URL, correct? This was your first request coming from any client to our website. And what will response consist of? Nothing but a, not login form yet, index page. Are we 100% clear with the first interaction? First request response fully done? Great. Now, imagine that your client clicked on the last link. I'm not revising this. It will take too much time and will not do anything. So now imagine client clicks on this link. So tell me, I'm copying this. What will be the next URL, guys? So I'll write it. I'll give everything in writing, hoping that you will revise. So after client clicks on user login link, you keep the answer ready. So the requesting URL is going to be this. Everyone with me? Nobody having a, if you have an in-between question, don't let me run through. Stop me right there. Unmute me if I don't see your message or something. Okay, that way. Coming back. So this is it. Now tell me again. It is ending in this URL pattern. You know URI. The URI starts from here and this is your ending URL pattern. Can it be intercepted by dispatcher servlet? Very much yes. Dispatcher servlet concerns the handler mapping bean, request handling map, which is your handler mapping bean. And what will it send? Null or not null? Answer is not null. But to confirm, which controller now you will use? See the guys, the trick. I'm saying your user. So even if you look at it after a month, which controller are you going to refer to? Of course, user controller. That's why, such mappings or such easy things. So please open user controller and tell me which method it will call. Will it call show login form or will it call process login form? Show or process. It will call show login form. Why you are saying that? Because as far as I'm concerned, class level mapping is /user and method level mapping is /login, both the places. So what is the differentiator? Get versus post. So when the client clicks on the link, is it going to use the request as get or request as post? Of course, get. So is it going to be serviced by get mapping annotated method or a post mapping one? Of course, get mapping. And now who is returning what to whom? So again, see this, your user controller is returning logical view name. And what was that? Something /user /login. Control comes back here. And from the view resolver, it will get the actual view name. Reached here properly? 100% clarity I want now. I'm aiming for 100%. Okay, so now what is it? The control comes back from the view resolver bean. The control again comes back to the dispatcher servlet. And is it blindly going to say the forward or is it going to check for model attributes? Checks for model attributes. So take a look at this method and tell me, are we adding any model attributes either via model and view or via model and map? Model map. Answer is no. So there is nothing to save in the request scope. So here it directly calls the whatever request dispatcher.forward, and that is where the control comes to your login.jsp, which we have properly added web-inf views user login.jsp. And this content, this response, or this is login form is added in the response and sent to the client. A small question. What is the value of message here? Null. And whenever EL syntax comes across null, what will it print? Blank or not blank? Of course, a blank. It doesn't print null at all. So we are kind of saved. So what is the next response packet which is going to contain, consists of? The next response then is going to contain the login form. Completely clear so far? Are we good so far, everyone? Okay. Now let us say user fills out the form and presses the submit button, clicks the submit, submits the form. So important things now. When the user clicks on the submit button, have you added any form action? Answer is form action is missing. So what is the default value of form action? The same URL from which the form, okay, let me say this, same URL. So when I say same URL, the form will be submitted again to this, but this time with method equal to get or method equal to post. Method equal to post. Okay, I forgot to mention here. I'll say method earlier. The clicking of the link method was get, and let me just copy paste things so I don't waste your time. After client submits the login form, the requesting URL will be same except the fact that method equal to post. Response we have yet to decide. 100% with me? Understanding it completely? Zero confusion? Okay. So now the same story. Can it be intercepted by dispatcher servlet? Yes. Dispatcher servlet consults the handler mapping, and what will it send back? So this time, will it send back, of course, user controller / user, but will it send the method name as show login form or process login form? Show or process login form. So your dispatcher servlet calls which classes, which method? User controllers process login form, which is annotated with post mapping. So what is post mapping? Post mapping is a combination of at request mapping plus, it is nothing but your request mapping plus method equal to request method equal to post. So there's nothing like great about it. It is exactly like your do post. Now, okay, everyone reach here understanding wise? Okay, so now how many dependent, I'll just put it on different lines. Tell me, how many dependencies you are asking the container to inject? Count and tell me. Very right. 2 is wrong answer. 3 is a correct answer. So the first 2 dependencies are the request parameters, and the third dependency is the empty map of model attributes. So since you are in Spring MVC, such a high-end framework, who has time to say request.get parameter and all? This thing delegated to container. And I'm sure it may not be impressive. Wait for some more time and you will see the complete form binding. That is, the whole request parameters can be bound to a server-side object such as topic or such as tutorial or such as user or whatever. In short, it's going to be more, powerful. So control comes here. So tell me, sorry, I forgot. So when you say at request parameter, it just calls internally request.get parameter. But what has to match with what for the correct binding? Okay, I've given the description. It is a method level annotation, method argument level annotation to bind what to what? The request parameters which are sent from the client, email and password to what? Directly method arguments. So naturally, what has to match with what? The names. So where are we? The name of the, the name of the request parameter, if you match to the name of the method argument, do you have to add extra name equal to this? Absolutely not. It is unnecessary. I've showed you. So just take care of matching. That's it. And then what will you see here? Null value, empty map or populated map. When you run it, empty map of model attributes. Okay, so here now comes to the most important line. So who is calling whose method? We are in controller calling the service layer method. As a quick reminder, this is IOC. So controller is not creating the service instance. Dependent is not managing the dependency. Instead, dependency is getting injected. So where will be the control now? Where is that? Okay, when the line number 44 is executed, now you step down to service layer. Okay, so open that service layer. Where's that service layer? And now you know I have spent a lot of time in dependencies and all that. Who is service layer is calling whose method? DAO layer method. Where the control will go? Control will go to user DAO MPL. We have written such typicals tons of time, literally so many times. Only thing is reduction of boilerplate code. So I already have got an injected session factory. From that we got a session, created the query object, set both the parameters and executed the query. Now the DAO layer method returns the control to service. So we go back to service. I'm tracing the entire flow as promised. So now after the service layer, I'll add a word here. After service layer method returns. But what is the annotation you have placed over service? @transactional. So what I really mean is, that is after method returns, tell me what will happen after the transactional layered annotated method is returned. Here the transaction boundary is made. So transaction is over. So tell me when it will now. So now see this, you are not committing or rolling back or catching the exception. Hibernate transaction manager is doing it. So when will it commit the transaction? No exceptions, no errors. And in case of OR, it will roll back the transaction in case of exceptions. But which exceptions will it look at? Checked exception or unchecked exception? Yes, session closed and all that. Unchecked exception. So here, transaction over, commit and roll back. So here the dirty checking happens first. Everyone knows that. But here this was a select query. So no state change and nothing. So no DML is fired. But now it is the session closing time. So here Hibernate session closes, meaning what? So pulled out. I'll write the first L1 cache. You remember L1 cache, right? So L1 cache is destroyed. Whole concept is the same. Only thing is it is happening automatically. L1 cache is destroyed. The pulled out database connection returns to the pool and say, this is what we do. This is what happens when the session close. Which session we are talking about? HTTP session or Hibernate session? Hibernate session is closed. That is, your persistence context is closed. A small question. Who is the provider of database connection pool currently? Is it Hibernate or is it Apache? Guys, you forgot. In Hibernate Persistence XML, I'm configuring database connection pool. So is it production grade worthy? 100% yes. I mean, is it fast enough where you can use it in the production environment? 100% yes. Of course, with Spring Boot, I'll show you something else, but this is good enough. This is fast enough. So now the control, the method returns to the, where am I? In the service. Okay, so the control comes to user controller. Now play it both ways. Suppose the login, the credentials were successful. In that case, will your DAO layer method throw the exception or won't? It won't. So when the control comes down, you know it is a successful login. So what are we doing here? We are storing the validated user details as a model attribute. So your job is very less. You just add it as a model attribute and let dispatcher servlet add it in the request scope. And then we are doing a little bit of whatever, role-based authorization. And if it is a customer who is logged in, we are forwarding him to the topics page. Otherwise, we are forwarding the client to the admin page, admin welcome page. But in case there is a failed login, which is the exception you what do you say, expect to see? No result exception. If you have messed up elsewhere, somebody I was helping with that illegal argument and also, please read the error. You cannot take chances when you are a fresher. Not only fresher, lateral also. Do the debugging properly. So check here and see the exception and then accordingly debug. So in that case, of course, the login has failed. So where I want to route the client back to? Want to take it ahead or go back to login page? Of course, go back to login page, but with a error message. So whatever, listen to the last statement, revision statement. So whatever, I'll just zoom out. So you'll see it all in one page. So whatever you want to share between this request handler and the view layer, they don't understand each other. They don't know each other. So what is the standard way? You just put it in the model map, or you just put it in the model and view object as a model attribute, send it to the dispatcher servlet, and the dispatcher servlet will put it under the request scope as said multiple times, and then it will be available in your JSP as which attribute? Page scope attribute, PRSA, which attribute naturally? Page scope, request scope, session, or whatever request scope attribute. So this is what we had stopped at. Tell me, this is the complete revision along with the steps and all those things. Are we clear so far? Completely clear? Very good. So the real thing we are, okay, I keep saying real thing. Anyway, so let us do little bit of things, because this whole thing I dictated and you just did, you just followed. So I have to see whether you have really understood or not, or whether you can do it something on your own. Very, very small thing I'm going to tell you. So open the case study. And here I want you to follow the customer flow. So when I say customer flow, I have got you to that point. So can you tell me which is the next page you will end up writing? You will create. What is the name of the page you will create if the customer logs in successfully? Topics.jsp. Perfect. And where it would be, already you know. Customer topics.jsp. Got me so far? You remember because already I had delayed it so much. Currently we have got that 404. I don't want to see that. So you will write topics.jsp. And what will you give me? Very, very little. I'm not asking too much at all. So in that topics.jsp, I want you to display two things. So here I've not written. I just want the first line should be hello followed by this thing. What is it? Customer name. Okay. I want something like hello followed by name of the customer. Give a message login successful, static message, and don't give me radio buttons. I just want the list of topics. I said I just want under the topics page. Am I asking you to generate the form and radio buttons? No, that we will do later. But just give me the topics. So let me give you in writing here. So I'll complete that in a minute, but your requirement, assignment, or to do, whatever you call it. So what you are going to do, you are going to create a topics.jsp. And what is the output in the topics.jsp? I'll give you in writing. Hello followed by customer name. You can give me on the next line, login successful, or you are logged in successfully, something. Login successful, and display just the topic list. List of topics. I don't want anything else. No logout, no nothing. Is the requirement clear? Is the question clear? Is it clear? Okay. So this time, let me not give you any hints. Let me see how you do on your own. I'm giving you only 10 minutes till you have this. I mean, I'm not giving 10 minutes for completion to get you started. So start working on it. And in another 10 minutes, I will join you. But if the requirement is not clear, please talk to me. Don't just sit there feeling lost. So start working on it. I've said whatever I wanted to say. I'm sending you this updated instructions. Okay, I've sent you this updated instructions. If you want to refer to anything, do refer. I'll give you a hint. Please don't start from scratch. In short, valid admin login. Okay, Akshay, I'll check my problem. Third line, yeah, sorry, thanks. Copy pasting issue. Okay, guys, here, please don't start. I can't resist but giving you the hint. Are you going to require any new Pojo to solve this? Or are we good? Is user Pojo sufficient? I know I'm disturbing you. Topic Pojo. So sufficient, no need, you're wrong. You will require. So please don't waste your today's time when it is a Spring Hibernate and all in the topic Pojo. So copy from, I'll tell you, I don't know, you must have created already along with me other day. Rohit, I remember, had made a mistake. He had picked up some non-Hibernate, old Pojo. So here in day 14 CMS Hibernate, already, oh sorry, what is it I'm saying? I think all the Pojos are copied here. My mistake. Nidhi, you could be right. You could be saying that already I have a Pojo. I'm so sorry. So topic Pojo is this annotated Pojo you should use. Guys, I don't know which version you are working on. Please open the Pojo and confirm whether it is extending from base entity and it is an entity. Okay, so that way. Continue. This is more than sufficient help. Let me see how you proceed. It worked very good, Rohit. I'm so happy to hear this. Continue to the next work. In another 5 minutes, I'll start discussing the solution and we'll build it parallelly. But you don't let it not stop you. You continue. Okay, so let me ask you. I'm sorry I'm disturbing you. Has everyone confirmed whether you have a proper topic pojo? I told you that this topic pojo extremely easy. You remember that's a one to many but not bidirectional. So this should be there. Next thing is I already broke it down in steps. So this is the part which I had not given. So are you building this? Are you building the DAO layer? Where are you in the DAO or a service or in the controller? In the service, or some of you are in DAO. So let me start parallelly. So here, since it is managing the topic table, let's have a topic pojo, sorry. Topic pojo reflecting topic table. Let's build the topic DAO together. So let me say this. We are writing this DAO on this. Actually, you can copy it. And anyway, let's not do too much of copy. So just you can confirm along with whether you are on the right track or not. Start with the interface. If you have copied the DAO layer interface, that is also okay with me. As long as you understand, everything is okay with me. And here, add a method to get list of topics. Okay. So that is why I said you could have copied this also. List, topic, some method name. Is everyone clear with the DAO layer interface? It is the same interface method. Methods are not changing at all. I mean, the specification is not changing. Implementation has. So, sorry. Control Shift O to import it. Next, without implementation, doesn't make sense, doesn't mean anything. New class. So create it as topic DAO IMPL. Okay, and implement the interface I topic DAO. Start answering the questions. You must have written it, so you can respond. What is the class level annotation we should add here? You write in short forms. You are maybe writing in your code, so don't bother. So I will just do this. And what is the dependency you want to auto wire? Session factory. So be careful. Pick it up from org.hibernate. Any variable name. And everyone knows the simple JPQL. This has nothing, no where class, nothing. So JPQL, select T from topic T. No, nowhere class, sorry. Select T from, it is like select star from topics. Select T, and here in one liner you can do that. SF dot get current session dot create a query. Create query JPQL topic dot class. I hope I have given you enough practice on this, and directly get result list. So this should complete your DAO layer. Done. Manage it. Can we go to the layer above? So layer above is very easy. I can drop that layer also. But today being the first day of Spring MVC Hibernate, I don't want to drop any layers. Later, yes, we can optimize it. So which is the next thing we want to write is the service layer and interface. So I topic service. You can see that it is little, extra code, but just bear along with. Maybe tomorrow onwards we can reduce it. And it's the same. So I'll just copy that. Nothing it is going to do, but get users list. So add a method. This, that's it. And let's write a implementation class. Just the today's day is just to give you a lot of practice. Implementation class. So this is your topic service IMPL, which is implementing I topic service. Don't mix up DAO and service. So keep it proper, keep it well. Tell me, what are the class level 2 annotations here you have to give? Add service and add transactional, correct? So add service and @transactional. Okay. What is going to be the dependency which you want to auto wire? DAO layer interface. Correct. And then it is just acting like a postman, dispatcher, calling the DAO layer method and returning the results to the caller. So this is a perfect example where you can drop the service layer tomorrow. So let me wait. Tell me, have you reached here? Coding wise and understanding wise also. Typing wise, I mean, not just typing, understanding is more important. Because this part was straightforward, just like your earlier stuff. And the JPQL and the DAO layer was more than easy. Okay. Now the real question comes. So here, okay, so this much is done. Now you have to call this method from somewhere. So from where will you call this service layer method? Answer me that. Which is the layer which will call this method? DAO layer will call a service layer method. Girish, think again. Controller. Okay. So now here, which controller will call this method? I'll just close it. You have your choices. A new controller or the same controller. Okay. So guys, you are not thinking in actor-based manner. Which are the two actors in our application, in our CMS case study? User, oh, sorry. User is not the one. Hello, customer and administrator. So tell me, which is the flow, which is the part which we are following here? The customer flow. And admin is little more involved. So this time I thought of customer flow. So ideally speaking, technically speaking, what should we do for the separation purpose? We should write a customer controller. Everyone agrees with me? Somebody saying topic controller. Guys, the topic service is the POJO wise, but the controller is typically, again, you can write it in 10 different manner. I'm just giving you the best practices followed. So actor-based controller is better. Otherwise, if you have in your project 10 POJOs, I mean, okay, 10 POJOs, 10 tables. Do you want to write 10 controllers? That's an overkill. So my suggestion, just a suggestion, you can argue with me showing your project design anytime later, but generally the actor-based controller works out best. So everyone agrees with me that this should be ideally written in a customer controller. Agreed or not agreed? You can argue with me anytime. So now, but okay, so this is a good call. But guys, now pay attention here. And what is the problem? Okay, let me highlight the problem. When I say return, who is returning this logical view name to dispatcher servlet? This your user controller. So is there any interception? Is there any scope for the customer controller to come in? Or are we directly forwarding the client to the topics page? I'll say this slowly, because this is an important point. This is how you understand design. This is how you build up your code. I said, here we are doing a forward. Okay, let me say the whole story. Logical view name from user controller to dispatcher servlet to view resolver. View resolver gives this the actual view name, and we means dispatcher servlet is directly forwarding the client to the view layer. So I asked you, is there any scope for that customer controller to come in? I understood my statement. So that is a bug. There's a bug in our design, because what is happening is I'm combining user related actions and the customer related actions in one go. So right now, let's say, okay, we have a bad design. We'll discuss the better design later. So once I say that, before I say return, what is it you'll have to do? I said, if you want to show, you remember my requirement. I want you to display the list of topics from that topics page. Yes. So Abhijit is right. So now guys, you'll have to call that service layer method from the user controller. See the horrible design. My user controller is not a customer, but still I have to write. Don't worry, in 10 minutes, I'll give you a better design. But you have to see the problem first, as always. So tell me, who has to call whose method for which purpose? User controller has to call the method of a topic service. So tell me, can one dependent have multiple dependencies injected or only a single dependency? Multiple or single? Of course, multiple. So tell me, which is the next one I should inject? You know the whole story, so give me fast answers. Of course, auto wired, that goes without saying. Who wants tight coupling? Nobody. And tell me the next line, please. What should I inject? iTopic service. Perfect. So one controller can have iTopic service and give a name something. Variable names also should be chosen carefully. Topic service. Okay. Oh, sorry. I mean, better is make it all private. So who is dependent upon whom? Your user controller is dependent upon two service layers, two business services. Got me so far? Okay. Now come here. If you're not understood it, ask a question anytime. So can you tell me, before I say, okay, you're going to do something here, so please add a scope and tell me, what should I do here? Give me the comment first. You already gave me the comment actually. Call the service layer method. Which service layer? User service or topic service? Topic service. So what will that return? List of topics. But list of topics, I want to send it to the view layer. So what is the way out? If I want to reach out to the view layer, I want to send some results to the view layer, model attribute. So do we have already the dependency injected? Yes. So with such a high-end framework, the code becomes very small, comments will be loads. So here, let's say, invoke topic service method to get list of all topics, save it in model map. How? Map.addAttribute. Save it in the model map. That's it. Your job is over. So why don't we write it in one line? Map dot, which method you have? Add attribute. Always give the names properly. So what is it I'm having is a topic list. So don't call it as a tutorial list or don't call it as ABC. It will be horrible for you to recall what was that ABC. And here, just call a method. So what was it? Topic service dot get all topics. Less code, you are slogging less. Container, okay, you are slogging today to understand things. Code wise, you are hardly slogging. Understood or not? Got the code? Yes, Prashant, I just did it in one line, but you are absolutely right. I don't mind one line or two line, as long as you are understanding it is great. Got it? I'm not discussing the admin flow today. Let's look at the customer flow at least. So now tell me, which is the page we have to write? Otherwise, we'll get 4 not 4. Everyone knows the answer. Topics page. Where should it be? Under the customer folder. So let's write this thing. Now create a new folder under views, new JSP. Give the folder name properly, customer, and here let's call it as topics. Check the path always. SRC main web app, web INF, views, customer, topics.jsp. It should match with our actual view name. So I will write something. You will give me, I want hello followed by customer name. Give me the customer name. Request scope user details.name. Excellent. Very good. Good going, guys. So I hope you are understanding what is the name of the attribute user details under which all my user pojo is here. And if I see the user pojo, there is a name property here. So you knew this. Earlier, we were just putting it in a larger scope, session scope. Today, model attributes get pushed under the request scope. So only the request scope has changed. I mean, session scope is changed to request scope. Rest all is same because we are in server pool. Request scope dot, don't trust your spellings and waste your time. Dot name. Okay, and you can see successful login or login successful, something. Got it so far? And in the same manner, show me. I don't want that iterator. We will put it in table TRTD soon. And we will generate the form also, radio buttons and all that. I'm not interested. So I just want to display all topics. Get me the all topics, please. I got the other answer also. Very good, Prashant. Request scope dot topic list. Yeah, so topic list only. Not topic name. I don't. Okay, yeah. Somebody went ahead and gave me the topic name. Currently, I'll say let us lift the ID and the topic name both. So this part is the very same. And the name of the attribute is topic list. Understood the JSP part of it, the view layer, where we are just accessing all the bulk of the business logic, request handling logic is all done in controller, service, and nice separation in data access. So you have a controller layer, you have a business logic layer, you have a DAO layer, nicely separated. But this is a big mess. in the sense you are mixing up the customer-oriented service in the common user service. Keep it with you. So let us see whether the things work at all. So testing time. I hope we have not made any mistakes. In case we have, debug. All eyes on the console. I'm looking at my own console, you look at yours. Don't go here at all. So I'm just checking, hello, all these controllers look fine. And the Hibernate is up and running. And it has already shown us the index page. First request response done. Now let's try this. So login as customer details. And tell me, working or not working? Is your Spring MVC with Hibernate working for you? I got 2, 3, 1 or 2 yes. I don't know which yes it was. Is it working or not, guys? Working, yes? Very good. I'll wait here for a minute. Waiting for the confirmation from guys. If it is not, you should check layer by layer and you should see whether you have added the annotations, auto-added, etc. We'll help you with the debugging later. Okay. So now see the story on the server side console. Okay. So here I have not said format SQL. So the queries are coming in the same line. You can press the whole flow. So many SOPs I have written for you, or rather we have written. Empty map. I had given the credentials of kiran@gmail.com and 123. And here the 2 select queries. Okay, I'll just copy this. If you are wondering what happened to that formatted SQL, you can get it back. Just add in that Hibernate persistence XML format SQL to true. I've just said show SQL to true. So these are your queries. Okay, so please check this out. What is this first query about? User authentication or getting the topics? It is user authentication. Okay. And what is the second query about? Getting the topics of authentication. Getting the topics. All clear? Okay. Now go to your console and add a line here, something like, some separator. So you'll know what I'm saying. Okay. So add some demarker here. Go to the client side browser and refresh the page. I hope it will ring some bell somewhere. It is asking you for form resubmission. Okay. Do it couple of times and tell me what is the query should happen again when you want this. You remember something? So which is the ideally query should be done? It should be only what? Getting all the topics. But here, check your console and tell me which queries are getting fired all over the place again. The authentication and topic. Authentication and topic. So what is it we call? What is it called? Yes. Double data submission, or you can say yes. So this is nothing but your, what is it called? Double submit issue. Exactly. And you also know the doubles. Okay, sorry. Forget the solution. What is the problem? What is the root cause? Why it is doing this thing? Due to forward server pull. Everyone remembers it? I had shown you earlier so that you don't get confused in Spring MVC. So the problem is server pull. So can you tell me who is actually doing this server pull business? Are we calling somewhere the server pull, or is your dispatcher servlet doing it? So simple question, simple answer. Your dispatcher servlet is doing it. And that's why I write it such an elaborate manner. It is going to by default. So the default navigation technique in all MVC implementation, be it Spring MVC, Struts MVC, or there's something called a JSF, Java Server Faces, everyone uses the request dispatcher forward view. But what is a double submit guard? Do you remember a pattern by the name PRG? What is PRG? Post, redirect, get. Everyone remembers PRG pattern? Yes or no? Post, redirect, get. Exactly. So here, always we have to see the problem and then fixing becomes so interesting. So the problem is all here. Here, listen to the problem statement. Listen carefully. When you say return /customer/topics, what is it taking it as? Forward view name is equal to logical view name, or is it taking it as a redirect view name? Forward view name or redirect view name? Logical view name is equal to forward view name. Why? Because it is going to be used as the logical view name. So this is taken as forward view name. But this is what is causing the problem. So now you have to tell the Spring container, which is your slave, or to be precise, the dispatcher servlet. Listen to the question. Strip is coming in between. Anyway, so here you want to tell the container when the user as a customer logs in successfully and tomorrow admin logs in successfully, should it forward the client to the view layer, or should we use the client pull and use the redirect? Forward, okay, SP or CP, redirect. Everyone understands it? So what will happen? The response, everyone should know in the middle of night, forward versus redirect. Forward was stretching the same request. The moment I say redirect, how part is very easy. Forget that part. I'll do that at the end. So the moment you say redirect, which redirect? Send redirect. And plus, Spring framework is so powerful, it will also do the encoding of redirect URL. Okay, so the moment you say send redirect with the encoding, temporary redirect response will be sent back to the client browser, and the client browser will generate the next request. So take a look at it and tell me. When I replace forward by redirect, can you tell me what will be the next request URL coming from the client all the way? Okay, HTTP host port /day16 Spring MVC is the same. Just give me the URL pattern. Of course, it will be /customer/topics. So see the story, guys. A new request is coming all the way to the front controller. So front controller will give it to the handler mapping. And now do we have a scope to add in customer controller, which will manage the topics and tutorials and whatnot? Yes or no? Are you understanding it? This is a little heavyweight this, and unfortunately I have to wind up for today because again I have to reach somewhere, unfortunately. So I'll show you. You think it over, you sleep it over, whatever. And tomorrow when we start with the revision, this point onwards I'll start the revision. Okay. So let us make the changes and let's see. Okay, 0.5% clarity maybe you will get it here. So simple question, simple answer. In servlets, I had to say, what is it we had to say? Response.send redirect in the bracket, response.encode redirect URL. In JSP, remember JSTL action? Was there a JSTL action which could redirect the client? Answer is yes. I'm just seeing whether you remember or not. What is the action there? C::redirect. Here, things get even easier. So listen to this carefully. If you just write this as it is taken as logical view name to be resolved by the view resolver. So you know what is the trick? You can't even imagine. You just add a keyword redirect : /. See the power of learning the heavy, advanced framework. You just add a keyword here, redirect : add it parallelly, please. And then will this be treated as a logical view name, a forward view name to be resolved by the view resolver? Yes or no? Answer is 100% not. So remove, oh, sorry, my server is, I'll just stop this. Okay, so otherwise it, it keeps getting reloaded. So remove this, and the moment you are, okay, I'm going a little faster, I know that. The user controller is sending back a redirect view name. I'll mention it. User controller sends to dispatcher servlet what? A forward view name or a redirect view name. The moment it has a redirect keyword, you know that. Redirect view name. So now tell me, once the dispatcher servlet gets the redirect view name, is it going to give it to the view resolver for resolving, or is it going to skip the view resolver? Don't go by the tone, please go by the understanding. Of course it is going to skip, because just now I said immediately temporary redirect response will be sent from the dispatcher servlet, in short, from the server to client. So skips view resolver and sends. This we have written hundreds of times. When what happens here? So which will be the code? It will nothing but call. Who will call this for us? Dispatcher servlet. Response dot send redirect. And if that doesn't impress you sufficiently, it will also do the encoding of URL. So response dot encode redirect URL, and then it will send your location, which is, it will not take it. It will just take it relative to the current context. Okay. So this part you should know from the middle of night kind of this. So sends the temporary response packet. So start answering. What will be the status code, guys? SC302. What will be the header here? Location. Location map to whatever customer topics will be that. And of course, we have not disabled, I'm sorry, the whole, I have not said that yet, but the HTTP session is internally enabled, automatically enabled by the Spring container. So it will also send the cookie. You remember the set cookie header? All these days took me so much time to prepare you. Remembering or not remembering? What will be the name of the cookie? Java session ID. And the value will be, some alphanumeric value. Okay. And most importantly, what will be the body contents? Empty or non-empty? The buffer will be all cleared. Print writer buffer. It's a dispatcher servlet, so I'm saying print writer. The response buffer will be all cleared. I'll give you all this, so don't bother writing the comments. So now tell me, this packet, this response goes to the client browser. What will client browser do? Will it just sit quiet there, or will it send the next request? Of course, it will send the new request. And what will be the URL? So sends a brand new request. This is all client pull, navigating the client to the next page, to the in the next request. Sends a new request. Anyone wants to tell me what will be the URL, guys? HTTP post:/port/ whatever day 16 Spring MVC / it will simply add the location header value. Don't worry. I know I'm going fast because again I've got some time limitation today. Otherwise I would have stretched it as long as you want. You must be happier that I have to go somewhere today. Anyway, so the point is, this is what it is. So now tell me, if this is the next request coming from the client, can dispatcher servlet intercept it? It's a Boolean question. Is it ending in some extension? Answer is yes. So dispatcher servlet sends it to the this fellow handler mapping. And what will handler mapping return? Think and answer. Null or not null? Null. So guys, this is our chance. Okay, sorry. So I want it not null. So what should I do now? add a new method in the user controller or map it to customer controller? Of course, map it to customer controller. And once you realize that, here, see, say there are so many things. So, of course, I'll see this all tomorrow morning slowly. Guys, if you use this here, what is going to be the scope of this model attributes? Current request only. So this get all topic list, will it be visible? Will it be available to the new request as to the next request? 100% not. So guys, we are clearing up all the mess. We are nicely separating common actions in user controller, customer centric actions in customer controller, and later admin related actions in the admin controller. So I'm just commenting it. I'm keeping the code there so you'll know from where to where we went. And then tell me, do I need this dependency injection when I'm not going to call the method? Required or not required? Again, I'm saying this thing, comment. So you'll know the journey which we did. Okay, instead of hearing the recording and getting bored, instead look into the code or follow the sequence. Okay, coming back. Have I done it correctly? So return redirect colon. Yeah. So now the next request comes with /customer/topics. So what is the next step we have to do? Write a customer controller. What will be the class level annotation? Of course, add controller. What will be the value of request mapping, guys? Tell me. What will be the value of request mapping at the class level? /customer. And you will have to add a method, request handling method. So what will be the annotation? Get mapping, yeah, post mapping. Get mapping. Because which pattern we are exercising here? PRG, post redirect get. In servlet days, we were overriding the do get method. Here you are adding that. And that is where we will have the, this thing, what is it called? Which service we will inject there? Service, topic service will inject there. And there we will do the proper forward to take the client to the topics page. I know it is quite a bit for first day. So let me finish that. And whatever you did not understand, of course, tomorrow I'll revise whole week. So if you say understood everything, unbelievable. So I'll still revise. So here, class, open the customer controller. So at least by the end of the day, I'll give you a lot of things to go through at least. Customer controller is here. Start with the annotations, which is the mandatory annotation controller, which is optional but recommended one for separation. Now this is a customer actor, customer centric actions. So /customer. Again, don't be lazy because you are still learning. It's your first or second day types. Add some debugging, SOPs, I mean, in constructor of get class. And here, now tell me, what is the dependency you want to inject? I said that, but I always like to confirm with you. Which dependency? Topic service. Very right. So you can auto-wire the dependency. I hope you are understanding the separation pattern. All we are emphasizing is on separation. Because in your project, I'm talking about module end project, you'll have such a complex business logic. Best will be separation, or manageable things would be separation. So auto-wire, private, topic, whatever I was doing there, I'm just doing it here. This, and here add a request handling method to get all topics. And as you correctly answered, since it is a post redirect get, add the annotation. If I forget something in a hurry, unfortunately today I have a timing issue. So fortunately for you, topics. Okay. So one part is satisfied here. Other part is added here. And write a method name which you will understand all the time. This is not going to be list of topics. It is just going to be now the logical view name, forward view name. We are back to forward now. And let's say get all topics, or okay, I'll say show up. whatever, get all topics. I was going to say show all topics. And for the D or 2, keep lot of debugging statements. Otherwise, impossible. If it doesn't work, you feel helpless. You don't even know what is working or not. Of course, you can start a debugger, but this is easier. Now tell me, who has to call whose method? The customer controller now properly is calling the this thing method, topic service. But once I get the result, where can I save it now? This is going to be a forward view. So why don't you ask your slave, get me the empty model map, empty map of model attributes, and the code which we wrote earlier. I'm just putting it here. I'm giving the same name so that my JSP doesn't have to change. And this is going to be your topic service dot get all topics. And now here, tell me, what should I return? A forward view name is equal to logical view name to be resolved by the view resolver, or again should I say here redirect? Redirect or forward? Of course, forward. Enough of redirection. We have already got it in the next request, 100%. So now see how it makes sense. We are already in the customer controller mapped with this, and we are nicely into the view layer also in this separate folder. Slash, I guess, topics, right? The name of the page was topics, right? So this is your, tell me, this is where the actual view name will be. Slash web-inf slash views. After that, this is appended and then appended by a JSP. And then finally, the control will reach to topics.jsp and we'll see, have you really solved that double submit issue, or is the issue still there? So you may not have finished all this typing because I know I went a little faster, but the point is, let us try solving it. Somebody has tested it already. Very good. So right click, run as, run on server. And what is that? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you'll say this was working. Fine. All answers are in the URL. So tell me, is it slash user slash login, or is it slash customer slash topics? CP or SP? Client pull or server pull? Same request or new request? It's a client pull next request and confirm, guys. So you can put a delimiter or marker somewhere and please check. This was the thing why we do all these tricks. Refresh it couple of times. I hope nobody's asking you for reform submission. We have applied a guard, double submit guard, and which is the only query which is getting fired. Authentication, get all topics, both are neither. Get all topics. So this is your post redirect get pattern applied all over, but using what? One keyword. And which was that one keyword we added? Redirect colon. So I'm stopping here. At least I'm logging out. I have to. And I'll upload everything. Don't worry. Immediately. Enjoying this or feeling lost? Yeah. What is it you want me to do? This is the first time, this one, Mohammed, I guess. So first time, select for authentication and topic for topics. And after that, only select star from topics. Okay. So do you got your answer, whatever? No constructor in it. Here. All is here. In it, I had just written for the first time this one. Okay. After that, only constructor. See this? Where is that customer? Yeah. See, it has scrolled up here. Customer controller. It's no way. I mean, otherwise it can't call the method. So that is more than sufficient for today. Take a day off in the sense, See, I can't stop you, or rather, I don't want to stop you. If it is interesting enough, build something, try out things. Or if you don't want to do anything further, revise, especially the second half of the part. I'll definitely take revision tomorrow morning and we'll continue tomorrow. Any specific question before I log off? Sharing screen is little impossible, little difficult because I had to reach long back 6 o'clock somewhere. So that will be all, guys. Let me 404 Kunal, lab faculties will help you, or otherwise you do your own debugging, add the SOPs lines. Somewhere I think there must be a mismatch between your view layer, I mean JSP name and whatever you have written. Try it out, or otherwise definitely I'll help you tomorrow.
Hello, ma'am.
Ek second, guys. Today I can't take your calls. Unfortunately, I'm really late reaching somewhere. Give me a minute.
About
Ek
React.
second. First, let me send you this. You have whole support staff, don't worry. So day 16 Spring MVC, I've sent you. Let me finish because I may not immediately upload this. So let me upload the modified sequence also. And then I'll talk to you, I guess, Rajiv, right? Ek second. Huh? Yeah. So I'll upload it little later. Yeah, I was talking about React.js. This one, Prashant, thanks again. Just drop me a message on WhatsApp or something. Tonight, when I come back, I'll be compiling means putting all things together and give you the source.zip. Guys, one small instruction. Once I give you the SRC, I mean the whole React project minus the node modules. So which is the command you will fire? You put it somewhere as a front end and all, simply npm install it, right? Not start, npm install, node modules, dependencies are not there. And versions and all can matter. So npm install and keep the front end ready. Are you going to require it tomorrow? No, you are not going to require it tomorrow, but day after, yes, 100%. Tomorrow, I'm going to take you to Spring Boot with the Spring MVC web application entire day. And then remaining days, the full stack. Full stack in the sense, okay, whatever. Front end, only one example, but back end, I'll tell you a lot of things. That will be all. See you around. Yes, Rajiv, you are saying something. What is it? Tell me, please. Somebody was asking me a question. I stopped him. Error solved? Okay, very good, Kunal. Anyone wants my help? Oh, Prashant, it was you. Yes, you were saying about, you are reminding me of React. Okay, thanks anyway. I'll put everything together by tonight sometime, and you can just download npm, install it, and keep it ready. It is nothing but CRUD, the simple backend. Yogesh, you do a little bit of debugging. Otherwise, I'll help you tomorrow. See you around, guys. Most welcome.